Welcome to The Sound, KQAL FM's weekly behind-the-scenes look at Midwestern-made music. From writing and recording to distribution and promotion, The Sound is your source for new releases and exclusive interviews from Midwestern artists. Support for The Sound is made possible by a grant from the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund. Rolling.
Tonight on The Sound, we kick off this Valentine's season with a bang. And no, I didn't bring chocolates. But instead, I did bring some local rock music featuring an exclusive debut of Our Chemistry is a Tightrope by none other than Porcupine. Or is it Our Physics was a Bungee Cord by Hedgehog? I don't know. Whether you typically prefer squirrels, meerkats, or prairie dogs, you're bound to fall in love with Porcupine and their latest hits. I'm Dylan Alzate, here to kick off the season of love with pure rock band Porcupine, tonight on The Sound. Sorry. That was Character Flaws from Porcupine off their latest album, Our Chemistry is a Tightrope. And we have a member of the indie rock band here in the studio with us tonight. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
All right, so...
Casey.
Oh, sorry. Want to introduce yourself real quick?
Sure. Casey Birak. I sing and play guitar.
Awesome. So, Porcupine, that's an interesting name. So, how do you all start?
We started in 2006. And the name, after going over, it's kind of tough. Names are hard. And so I picked Porcupine because there's a band called Echo and the Bunnymen, and that's one of my all-time favorite bands, and they have a record, which I adore still to this day, called Porcupine. and that's where I took the name from.
All right. Well, how did you get started in the music?
My sister had a guitar and she wasn't playing it, and then I just started noodling around with it, and then became kind of obsessed with it. And same. I heard, I wanted to play lead guitar like Angus Young and Eddie and Randy Rhoads, but then I loved the Beatles and the Stones and all that stuff, and then I started thinking about it'd be fun to try to write songs, and then that became a thing, and I just love doing it, love writing songs, and the guitar was always my main instrument to write on. So I got better at guitar because I wanted to write better songs, I suppose. That was the tool, how can I be more interesting with this? Well, I have to get better playing, obviously. And it's kind of, 16, 17, 18 maybe. From that point, I was trying to play as much as I could. But, yeah, my dad was not a big fan of that because he was more like, you should get a regular job, blah, blah, blah. And me, it was fun to be in a band.
Right.
That kind of thing. But, I just, and then, you get in different bands, and I've always liked to write original rock music. So I did a band called Dream 13 back in the day, Space Bike in the 90s, and then back to Dream 13 in the early aughts, and then all bands disband, and then Porcupine formed out of that. And I've just been stubborn enough to keep it going this long, another record at a time.
Yeah,
I just love doing it.
You gotta keep the music
flowing.
flowing.
It's fun to get better. Yeah, and I like the band format because I don't want to be Casey and the Goofballs. I'm gonna have a band. Write songs with people who have their own ideas to bring to the table. That's why you're in a band, to create something out of all these ingredients, all these personalities, And our chemistry, the Tightrope, is about this. The title of that is literally this last record, it took 2 years post-COVID. I moved back from Minneapolis. That's where I was living. So there's a lot of transitions from me personally. And then, you get in a band and everything's cool, but, you start recording and things rear up, egos and all sorts of stuff. So you navigate that and try to keep your eye on the prize, which is getting a record done. So I like how this record turned out. I love how it turned out, actually, but it was a
awesome. Well, we'll be right back to talk more with Casey from Porcupine, but we're going to play another one of their tunes from the album. So this one is called The Way Down, and you're listening to it tonight on KQAL 89.5, The Sound.
Gain some momentum, take notice. The first taste of it
And that was The Way Down here on KQAL, The Sound with a member of Porcupine, Casey. So what inspires you to write?
I don't know. I just can't not do it. It's kind of I really like to play my guitar, and when I'm playing my guitar stuff, just kind of, I don't know, I just like to do it. I can't not do it because I get really ornery when I can't play and write stuff. It's just my happy place. And it's fun to write songs. And I'm luckily kind of surrounded and have been with people that, I write songs and like to do that and respect the craft of it. Mm-hmm. So we're always trying to get better and find new music, because there's always new music out there that you go, holy crap, like, and I like to listen to how they approach the whole song. So there's always inspiration, and you can make songs out of some of the most ridiculous things if you're creative. We all have heard songs where you're like, really? You're just singing about that? Okay, I guess it worked because I'm tapping my foot, or rocking out to it. I don't know. I just started doing it, and then ended up just joining bands, and then I would end up being the front guy by default because, you should sing. Like, I never really wanted to be a front guy. I just wanted to play guitar, but that's just kind of how it worked. And sometimes I'm glad, and sometimes not so glad. Sometimes I just want to show up and play guitar and leave. But yeah, I don't know. I just love writing songs. And Nick from Porcupine, he's a great songwriter as well. So it was fun to have a writing partner with this record. I mean, Nick sings "Snowed In Again," and that's one of my favorite songs on the record.
Right.
And it was fun to be. I was backup. I just sang harmony with him. But yeah, he's great. And we both worked. We worked together in the past, and then had a period where we just didn't see or hear each other for probably 7 years. So it was great to reconnect and write this record, and on to the next after this. See, that's how my brain works. Well, this one's done, Dylan. Now we're on to the next one. So
right.
But no, did that answer anything, or did I sound like a babbling idiot?
Yeah, it did. It did.
I'm getting a read on my girlfriend too. She's eyeballing me right now, so I'm like, I just kind of it's a good thing for me. Like I find it's a place you can vent in a song, let things out in a song.
Well, sounds good. I think this is a good point to take a little pause, get into another song. This one is called Famous Last Words, and you're listening to that on from Porcupine tonight on the Sound, 89.5 KQAL.
Talk about it now, it wears me out.
All right, and we're back. We're talking to Casey from Porcupine, and that was Famous Last Words here on 89.5 KQAL. So, did you have any comments about that?
Well, thanks again for having me on the show. I really like how that track turned out. The premise is, it hits home. It's a friend of mine who passed away from cancer actually a year ago around this time. Was it February? Yeah, February. So that's about her. Her name is Mary, and it's just there's a lot of stuff that I understand lyrically, and that's personal to me, and I just like how it turned out because it comes across sincere, and she was a sweetie, and yeah, it's kind of a tribute to her, I guess.
Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah, she likes the kind of Swerve Driver kind of stuff, so not that song sounds like Swerve Driver, they're amazing. But it has elements that remind me, and then there's the spoken stuff in the middle that, I think is fun for people to try to figure out what's being said underneath. But
yeah,
I think a couple different conversations, and it's just, that part is to build tension, it's just about tension into it to segue into the next bit. But yeah, again, thanks for playing that.
Yeah, no problem. So how do you record? Like, is it live or do you track it?
This record we piecemealed this together. It's kind of, I'd go up and do vocals and guitar, and then everybody would get their stuff on, and Nick would kind of do a pre-mix to send the actual mixing guy to give him an idea of how we wanted it in structure sense, dynamically, like this is more intimate, and then we get, we build it up. And I think we had 3 or 4 different people. I think we had Rich Rainey, gentleman from Dublin, did Famous Last Words and Character Flaws, and then Kevin Bowe from Minneapolis did Life in a Bubble and Good Luck Charm, and the other 2 was a gentleman from LA, and his name escapes me right now. So all of them have sonic differences, which I think is kind of cool. They kind of sit in the record different, overall. Some kind of punch you in the face, and some are a little more subtle.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So it's mostly, more tracked.
More tracking. Like we did, Porcupine did a record with Steve Albini in Carrier Wave, and that was live as it gets. That was, which I did that back in the day anyway. I know how to. I like that, to play live and real, and I, even in the digital world of Pro Tools and Logic and all that, like I don't want it to be like perfect, because that drives me nuts. It just ends up sounding stiff and weird to me. Yeah. You got to have some feel to it, some human feel. So I'm all about like keeping little mistakes in. I mean, I'm not like a great singer. I just try to get the point across.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
All right. So I'd say this is another good place to take another pause. Up next is Comatose, and you're listening to that nice. From Porcupine tonight on The Sound, 89.5 KQAL. And that was Comatose here on the Sound 89.5 KQAL with Casey from Porcupine. So, what was the story behind that song?
Comatose, that riff was like, so I used to have a recording thing. My son was really little, and I had been in a band imploded, told myself, no more, I'm just done. I'm not going to be in a band. I'm just sick of it. Yeah. And so I just spent all the time when my son was really little. I was a homebody, and so I would just record all the ideas that I would come up with and just record the whole thing with the drums. And then I'd send these up to Nick, and he would put them he'd burn them because it would basically be a cassette. I'd send him a cassette, and so he's got all this old stuff from way back in the early acts, and he's like, hey, did you ever make anything out of this? And then I'm like, holy crap, forgot about it. That like stiff marching dissonant guitar thing that starts it, and then we ended up bringing it to rehearsal, and then the other part, the chorus, is actually from another idea that I'd sent Nick, and he goes, I think if you put these together, it'll work. And that's what it is. It's literally two different ideas we just smashed together, and it just worked. So, yeah. And of course, it's about paranoia, and that. Mostly, when my son's the same age as you, he's almost 22.
Yeah.
And I always think back to that age, when I was that age, when you get, you're going to school or whatever, that moment when you kind of realize, like, holy crap, life is like a lot more stressful than I thought it would be. When you're like paying your own bills, working your job, and then you're kind of like, is this it? Is this what am I doing? Like, what do I really want to, that soul searching loss.
Yeah, like
you're always
you
wondering,
feel like you may have reached a dead end.
Yeah, yep. All right, next question, sir.
Okie dokie. So who does the artwork for the albums?
Nick did that.
Really?
Nick, yeah. Yeah, but he just took I said, this is what I'm thinking for a title. He's like, cool. And then he sent a couple versions, and I was like, that is awesome. Well done. And Davey used to do I never really, poked around in that realm. I kind of let, like, Davey, the original bass player, he did most of the early stuff up until the second Carrier Wave record. We did a remix on it, and that we had an outside source do it, and then he found somebody to do IC Sound, whoever did that artwork. The two guys shaking hands, like, I love that artwork. Dave found that guy.
Yeah.
But otherwise, he did the other stuff on his own. And then Laura Bennett she's a fantastic artist from Minneapolis, did What You've Heard Isn't Real, that record, which that was that's a whole other interview. That's insane.
Yeah, definitely. Let me see. Yeah, I suppose now is a good time as ever to head into another tune. This next one is called The Heels, and you're listening to that with me and Casey tonight on the Sound, 89.5 KQAL.
Nothing's
And we're back. That was the Heels from Porcupine. We have a member, Casey, here with us tonight on KQAL. And why don't we just talk about that for a moment? Like, what was the thought process and writing behind that song?
The Heels, that was from a Dream 13 patch. So that would have been 2001 or 2001. That was like, I remembered it from like the first little picked chord I picked the chord and I was like, oh, this is something. And then I found this old tape from 2001. I was like, yeah, that was this. And so the melody and the whole structure of that song was literally already written. So a lot of these songs are like, when we got together, we didn't even know if this lineup was going to work. I mean, I've had so many lineups in this band. I mean, it's because it's just how it is, You go through, people just move on with their life, or it doesn't work out, or whatever. But I brought just some ideas, and then they kind of went, "Oh, these are great." And so we just stuck with this batch. And this song like really made me nervous because I was like, "Man, how's this going to work?" Because it's just different with the clean picked guitar. So I really like REM. So that's kind of where I start. I was like, how would REM do this? But what if REM kind of got squashed together with XTC or Supergrass? Because I love pop. I love like pop melody and stuff. So this song goes from like kind of dark, or there's tension in the verse, but then the chorus is optimistic, and there's no interlude into it, because that's what I like, is that schizophrenic thing where it's like, ooh,
So what do you think about releasing singles as opposed to full albums?
I like it. I mean, it's our label, they kind of do that bit, and I think it's cool. I mean, because it's just giving you kind of a peek into the whole record. I know some bands maybe don't do it. I know back in the day, right, in the 70s or whatever, like bands, Zeppelin didn't put out singles, Pink Floyd didn't, They
back in the old days.
Back in the day, yeah. But I like singles. I mean, I don't know. I'm grateful that people are playing our stuff. I appreciate it. You doing this, I think it's fantastic, and we appreciate it. Yeah. Anything to, spread the music out. You never know. If people like it, it makes me happy. They can connect with it, makes them rock out. I love it. It's nothing better than knowing people, or makes them want to pick up their guitar and play or whatever, or write a song. I mean, that's great. If I did that, I love it.
Yeah,
my son,
of course.
He's playing. He's going to be putting out records too. He's working on one right now, which is cool. So singles, I'm a fan. That answers the question. I'm a fan of them.
Nice.
Putting out singles. Mm-hmm.
Is there like another recording, shows, tours?
Yep, just booking shows right now. Yep, for the summer. And
sweet.
Getting stuff lined up for the release. So this release is February 16th. So do some release dates. I think we have one in La Crosse at the Porcupine, the Porcupine Tavern. That would work, right?
Yeah.
Popcorn Tavern. And then I think Mortimer's in the cities the week before. So I want to say the March 3rd and then the 9th, the next week. Yeah, you're just booking shows, just trying to get the music out live. And then, I mean, I want to keep recording for sure. Keep busy on that front.
Right.
So.
All right. Well, think we can get into another song. This one's called Snowed In Again. And you're listening to that with me and Casey tonight on 89.5 KQAL.
Everything is closing in, blinding me with truth.
And we're back. That was Snowed In Again from Porcupine tonight on The Sound, 89.5 KQAL, and we're joined by one of the members of the band, Casey. So why don't we just take some time to discuss that song a bit, like Snowed In Again.
Mm-hmm. That's as I was referencing before, I'd send Nick, these ideas, and he would transfer them to CD. And that idea, again, he found that, and he was like, hey, we should make something out of this. And so what he did, I think, was, if I remember right, he basically changed the key. It's my music, and then he wrote words and sang it, which it turned out really, really cool,
Yeah.
So, but lyrically, I don't know where he was coming from. I didn't ask him. You know what I did? I asked him, hey, what do you want me to sing? Make it easy. I'm kidding. No, he had pretty much the whole song ready to go. So,
and the way you're describing it, it sounds. That's got to be one of the first songs I have to check out when it releases.
Yeah, it is really good. Mm-hmm.
So for Porcupine, do you have any physical releases available, or any other kinds of merch?
Not for this record,
or just like a few other records. In fact.
Yeah, Bandcamp. Yeah, we have the discography on Bandcamp, and DC Jam, our label, they'll have stuff as well. Yeah, we'll have Apple Music, and then Bandcamp, we have T-shirts and swag and stickers and fun stuff. Vinyl, which is great. I love doing vinyl because you can do it.
Oh yeah, vinyls are nice.
Yeah, it really is. It's fun. It's like a piece of art.
Yeah. So one more question before we segue into another song. What kind of stuff do you listen to? Like, I know you asked me this before, but doing the reverse card on you, what's in your player?
I listen to on my drive home from Minneapolis, it was literally ABBA, Kiss, America. They were big in the 70s. And then I listened to Queens of the Stone Age, one of my all-time favorites. And then, I just kind of go through songs by, I just want to hear that one part in that song. I'm listening to mixes of stuff I'm working on, which is just a point when you go, I don't want to hear this anymore. I don't want to listen to myself anymore. But yeah, I'm kind of all over the place. I'm a huge fan of Syd Barrett. He's the original singer for Pink Floyd, so I listen to him. I love Jeff Buckley.
Oh yeah,
that guy, unbelievable.
Good stuff.
Yeah, I like Elliott Smith, and I like. There's a band called Caveman who I really like. They're from, I think, Brooklyn. And they sound the opposite from the name. Like, you'd picture them just being like, they're the opposite. They're
grungy.
Yeah, you'd think so, but it's really not. It's just actually,
really,
I don't even know. Yeah, it's
like you expect them to be grungy, but they're like down to earth, nice people.
Yeah, it's really well. The music is like it's just beautiful. It's kind of pop. There's elements of 80s new wave in it. It's just kind of folk. There's acoustic guitar. He's got a really great voice and cool melodies and catchy songs. Does that answer that?
It does. It does. Yeah. Lots of good stuff. So awesome. We're gonna get into another song here. This one's called "Life in a Bubble," and you're listening to that on The Sound here on 89.5 KQAL.
nobody else. Life's best cuisine is all you can eat. Despise the rich, but I gotta have it all. Learn to bite the bullet, close your eyes. Learn to bite the bullet, close your eyes. Life in a bubble. Life in a bubble. I can't let you in. Keep a safe distance. If I advance, will you be there for me? Don't get too close. I watch from afar. Phone close, scroll like I know you are. Life in a bubble. 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 Life in a bubble.
All right, and we're back. This song was Life in a Bubble, and that was a song by Porcupine here on 89.5 KQAL. We have Casey here with us, a member of the band.
Hey.
And Life in a Bubble,
Life in a Bubble.
That's a really interesting title. Why don't we get into that real quick?
Yeah, that was an old idea that Davey, the original bass player from Porcupine, said, "Hey, you ever make anything out of that one song?" And I have like stuff on SoundCloud, and I said, "Well, which one are you talking about?" He's like, "Well, that echoed guitar thing." And I was like, "Oh, I think I call it Life in a Bubble." And there's no words. It was just a repetitive loop, this idea.
Yeah.
And then he goes, "You should use that. Make it, just add stuff on top of it." So I was like, you know what? That'd be kind of a fun experiment. So it was out of key because it had been on cassette. So Nick took it and put it in, I think he used his system, and got it into a standard key. And then it's kind of like, let's see what happens. And so I told the guys, like, add on top of this, and let's see what happens. And it turned out how it turned out, which I love. I thought this was a good idea and a healthy idea, but then you realize, I'm just kind of slowly shutting myself off from everything. And then, you just end up a lonely, miserable schmuck. So, yeah. We all know that old guy. Get off my lawn, that guy.
Yeah, right? That guy.
So that's kind of the premise.
Well, so for people who are just listening to you for the first time, where can people find your tunes and more about you?
Oh, like website. I think it's just Porcupine Band Official.com, Bandcamp, Porcupine, Facebook. I don't have that stuff in front of me. I apologize, but if you got on Facebook, you'd find it.
Oh yeah.
Porcupine, and then all our stuff's on there. DC Jams, great. They've been super great with distro and just dealing with. I'm fortunate to have a label helping out. It's a plus. So, yeah.
Awesome. Well,
check out the sites. Check out the sites, and appreciate anybody taking a listen.
Well, that's wonderful. The music is really good.
It's not everybody's thing, and that's something I've always have to realize is, original music's one thing. Everybody wants to go to a lot of people like to go to a club if there's a lot of bands. They want to engage with the songs. They want to go, I know, remember this one? Everybody wants that familiarity. I can't even say it.
Familiarity.
Yes. And I get it, Then you go see a band and it's like originals. You kind of like, I guess I just was never in that place. I always liked, what are these guys doing? I remember seeing the pinnacle moment for me deciding to write and be in an original rock band, seeing the Pixies and Love and Rockets in 1988, because I loved Love and Rockets, and the Pixies opened, and I had orchestra pit seats, so I was just right in front, and it blew my mind, because just the songs were kicking my butt, and you just watched how the crowd reacted, because it was just like people getting smacked in the face. It was cool, and I thought, man, wouldn't that be cool if you could write a song and do that?
Yeah.
Make people react like that, your music from you.
Yeah.
You made this from nothing, and you're making people react like this. That's great.
All right. Well, we're just about to wrap up here, but before we start ending off this interview, I'd like to wanted to know if you had any words about Good Luck Charm, the last track that we're gonna play.
Yeah, it's the focus of it is a guy basically calling out somebody in the song, and that's about it. And I'm not going to say anything else about it because there's some code words in there, but it's silly. But I'm venting. Let's put it that way.
Oh, okay.
And then the chorus, I really like how that works out because I start it and Nick pops in right after me, and I just think he sings a really cool melody line on top of that. The author's a bitter guy. Yeah. It's exaggerated a bit, but that's to make it come across. But it was something I had written down, and I was like, ooh, what's this? It was on an envelope. So I was like, yeah, just somebody. I'm talking about somebody who just thinks that they are, let's say, elite. Put it nicely, elite. Oh. They're very. They're special, Dylan. They're special people.
Special people.
They're better than you and I. They think they're better than you and I.
Oh yeah. I love those people.
We all know those people.
Yeah.
You see them every day. Deal with them every day. Thanks again for having us.
Of course, yeah. Well, Casey,
us, because I'm representing the other guys as well. So if I sound like a bozo, so do they. That's how it works. I'm kidding, but appreciate it, dude. Thanks.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for Casey. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Yeah, thank you, Dylan.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we get to hear more from you later down the line as the band releases more really cool tracks.
Yeah, thanks. That's the plan. Keep them coming.
All right. Well, I've been talking to Porcupine from Minneapolis, Minnesota. Here's this last tune called Good Luck Charm, and you're listening to that right here on The Sound, 89.5 KQAL.
hands well, otherwise a target follows me at all times. I'm pushing through but I've no clue out of harm's way. Let's roll the credits for a low life. Stand on your feet, applaud the loudmouth thankless. The desperation shows in your eyes. Smoke like the movie star with bloodshot, hold tight. Chase the rules, it never ends well. Otherwise, our target follows me at all times. I'm pushing through, but I've no clue out of harm's way.
Rolling.
Thanks to Casey at Porcupine for joining us tonight on The Sound. Be sure to catch the debut release of Our Chemistry's a Tightrope on the 16th of February, 2024. To hear more of this pure rock rodent-related band, you can find them on your favorite streaming services, their social medias and Bandcamp at Porcupine Band, or their website at porcupinebandofficial.com. For more deep dives into local and regional albums, tune into The Sound every Wednesday night at 6 here on 89.5 KQAL. You can also listen to past episodes of The Sound on your favorite streaming services. Find links at KQAL.org. I'm Dylan Alzate, and you've been listening to Our Chemistry is a Tightrope with me and Casey tonight on The Sound.
Thanks for listening to The Sound. The Sound is produced by KQAL-FM on the campus of Winona State University. Visit us online at KQAL.org. Theme music for The Sound provided by Mike Terrell of Fires of Denmark.